Hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel, Crafty Concepts with Erin. If you love scrapbooking, then stick around because today we're going to create a double page layout. We are going to talk about how you can use embellishments and color to create balance and unity to tie the two pages together. This is the new Happiness Lives Here collection. If you are already familiar with it, there is a timestamp in the description box below so you can jump ahead to the scrapbook process. If not, let's take a closer peek. All of the pattern papers are double-sided, so if you didn't love one side, you can use the other side, or you get 2 pages of each pattern. You can get this collection with or without the coordinating sticker sheet, but look at all those stickers. There's tons of title options and fun little sentiments on here. I love the little pocket watch there in the typewriter, so cute. And check this out. This is called letter tiles. It has this little wood grain stamp that you can create Scrabble tiles. How fun is that? It has the little die cuts where you can cut out each little tile. So you just stamp it, stamp your wood grain, cut out whatever letters you need, and that's going to be tons of fun. And then this is the Happiness Lives Here scrapbooking stamp. Look at all those title options. I also ordered the Picture My Life cards. These are for pocket scrapbooking, but I use them on my regular scrapbook layouts. So there's title cards in here, and I love that they're oriented horizontal or vertical. So lots of flexibility there, and there's just some really fun designs. Like I love this little bicycle. It's so fun. And just different colors, 2 different sizes, and lots of things you can do with those. These are the Happiness Lives Here wood shapes, and these are a ton of fun. This is definitely floral themed. There's lots of different like little leaf sprigs and then 2 different styles of flowers. There's some hearts in here, all sorts of fun stuff. I actually got 2 packets of those. But if you check out the January, February catalog, there's some really good artwork in here featuring this collection. I mean, look at that fun card. Hello, I love it. And then if you turn in a few pages, you can see all of the options there, but they have a workshop that you can get. This is a 6-page workshop ready to go with the instructions and the cutting guides. So I really like that one with all the layering and the let's stay home. Lots of fun layouts here. So if you love workshops, then that is a really good option. So I have these photos of my family. We were playing Monopoly and everybody was being super goofy. My son was being ridiculous. He had his shirt tucked into his underwear and everybody was just laughing. So it was just kind of a crazy family game night. So I'm starting with 2 sheets of white daisy cardstock, and I know how I want these photos oriented. I just kind of have an idea in my head. So I want to bring in some of these pattern papers to see which ones that I think I'm going to use that will complement my photos. I'm not really sure about the floral. I might bring in bits and pieces of it here or there, but we'll have to see. I definitely want to use this Blue Belle pattern paper, and I know this one's going to work well and pull out those red tones in the photo itself. So I always start by removing the zip strip. This is the branding strip, and close to my heart world, we call it a zip strip. And I'm going to set that aside because I love to incorporate those onto my layout. I'm cutting this peach and paprika stripe paper down as a photo mat for my main photo. And then I want to bring in this kind of like stripy grid paper. Each of the stripes is a different color, and it's all the colors in the pattern paper. So that's kind of cool. So I think I want to trim this down to about 7 inches, and then we'll run the 12 inches across both layouts. So I like to build both of my layouts kind of together at once rather than working on one side and then the other. I find this easier to create unity and like a cohesive layout between the 2 sides. So I've stretched that pattern paper over, and then I'm going to layer this one underneath here. And again, carry it across both pages. So I have the rest of this stripe pattern paper, and I'm going to use that to mat the photo on the opposite side and carry your eye all the way over. So I kind of have this awkward spot here that I don't like. So I decided that maybe I want to continue this over farther. So I'm bringing in a longer piece of that, and I think that looks a lot better. I think that's just what it needed. I'm looking at those zip strips that we cut off in the beginning and I'm thinking, yep, that's gonna look really good on the top and bottom. So I'm just gonna run that there. I'll tape everything down later. I kind of like to see what it's gonna look like first. And then I decided to bring in some of these Picture My Life cards. So I really like this little cluster and I was thinking of maybe tucking it behind this photo. So there's no sense in wasting it. So I'm gonna cut this down and I wanna make sure, I'm gonna flip it over so I make sure to cut enough of it that I can use that on another project. So we'll set that aside. And I'm going to cut off some of this black and white kind of plaid paper because nothing else in this collection has that. And I want to make sure to carry that to the other side as well, so it's not just randomly in one spot. So since I introduced the black color with that card, I want to bring in more black. I'm going to use my black shimmer pen and put some splatter down. So I definitely recommend using the all-purpose mat. This just protects your workspace, and this way you can actually just have fun and not spend hours cleaning up ink splatter off of all of your stuff. So I put down a few sheets of just plain old printer paper to protect the areas I don't want it. And I'm going to create 3 areas of splatter. And this is going to be the base of where I'm going to create my 3 embellishment clusters, so to speak. So I have 2 on this side, and then I'm going to bring in the right side of the page, and we'll create 1 more area here. So I'm just tapping, and I love how you get varied size in the little droplets there. I think it looks really cool. And then you just wipe that up, and there's no mess. So I pulled a ton of stickers off, and I used my anti-static pouch to de-stick those so I can move them around like die cuts. So I definitely want my title in this area, but I'm thinking it needs a little bit more blue. I have my corner rounder here. I've taken off the corner guide and I'm just punching like that to create a scallop. So don't worry, I won't make you watch that. I've already done a couple pieces. So I'm going to run this one underneath my main photo, and this is going to create just kind of like an anchor. And you'll see it makes a big difference. We just tuck this under just a bit, and there, just like that. I think that adds a lot with just a simple strip of paper. If you have like a full-size scallop punch, that'll even save you more time, but the little corner rounder works perfectly. So now we're ready to start bringing in the fun embellishments. And then this is like a little file folder to bring in more of that wood grain element, and I'll probably stamp the date there. For my title, I have this sticker. It says happiness is. There's another sticker that says this, and then I brought in all the scrapbook tile, or not scrapbook, Scrabble tiles that say family. So the whole title will read, Happiness is This Family. Now these Scrabble tiles came off the sticker sheet, but you with that stamp set could change up any word you want or add more to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to use this on projects. So I'm bringing in these little leaves and flower stickers, and we're going to kind of just put a little cluster in the upper left-hand corner here to highlight where our title starts. And then I will do another one down here. I'm going to put that little flower actually underneath my title. I'm going to pop my title up on foam squares. I'll do that here a little bit later. And then we want to create that visual triangle. So I'm just cutting out the bottom of the tag, so I'm not wasting that. And I'm going to tuck this in here. So instead of creating a triangle on each page, I'm creating one larger visual triangle to spread across both pages and tie them together. So triangles naturally draw your eye to the center. So that's why they work so well and are just so pleasing to the eye. I thought I would use some words off this stamp set, but I'm just going to use this little floral sprig and then the peach and bluebell ink, and I'm going to add some stamping to my clusters. So this is a really easy way to add more color and make your embellishments go a little bit further. So, and it also adds more layering too, because you're stamping right directly on the cardstock, and then you have those stickers that you can pop up and layer over the top, and it just creates a really nice look. So I'm putting a few of the little leaf sprigs in bluebell, and then I will repeat that here on the opposite side. So I'm just kind of making sure what I do to one cluster, I'm going to repeat in the others as well. They don't have to be exact matchy-matchy, but I do like to repeat elements about the page. There's also a little floral image here that matches these stickers. So I'm going to stamp that or ink that up in the peach ink, and then I'll repeat that again over here. So just little pops of color, and I like that they're smaller flowers too. So we have varied sizes of the flowers in each cluster. I'm bringing in more of that black with a circular sticker that says Home Together, and I thought that was kind of fun. And then here we're going to bring in that plaid, and I'm just tucking it under. It's a super small piece, but that's all it really needed to balance out the black and white plaid under the or on the left hand side. So I kind of covered up my little peach flower, so I'm going to stamp another one up top there. And then I thought I would bring in these little black, they're like starburst, and these are adhesive backed, and they're just kind of fun. They're like a sequins material, and I thought I'd just put a few of these scattered about each little area there. So just a couple, and I think that looks fun, and maybe a couple down here, and perfect. So I snuck my journaling in on the lower right hand side, and then I want to add the date. So this is just like a Heidi Swap little roller date stamp set, and I'm going to use that little file tab area to put the date. And I think I'm pretty happy with it. So let me give you a little closer look. I did pop that word family up on the foam squares, and I popped up some of the flowers in the embellishment cluster just to create some different levels of dimension there. And I love how all those elements are just stamped together and kind of layered up. It looks really cool. As always, check the description box below for all of the products I used in today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Here's a few more videos I think you'll enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!